Okay, here's another Pythagorean theorem example from an old exam. So let's find these two question marks here. So remember, look for all the right triangles. So look for all the right triangles. There's a right triangle right here. So there's a right triangle, a right angle, and here's another right angle over here. So we assume these are right angles. So look at this triangle here. This triangle here is a right triangle, and we can find AC. We can find this whole thing. If we find this whole thing, then we subtract 4 and we'll have this. And once we have this, we have two sides of a right angle triangle. We can find the other side. So let's start by finding AC. Now AC would be the hypotenuse of ABC. So how do we find AC? So segment AC is the square root of the side squared. So 10 squared plus 8 squared. So let's write that 8 squared plus 10 squared. And so segment AC will be the square root of 64 plus 100. So that's 164. So the square root of 164 is, let's use the calculator. So the square root of 164 square root is 12.81. I'm not going to cancel that. So 12.81. So 12.81 centimeters. So I can write the answer now in here. Well, this whole thing is 12.81. So what is DC then? What is DC? So segment DC is going to be 12.81, the whole thing, minus this part, minus 4. So segment DC is going to be 8.81. So now let's write that in here. So this is 8.81. Now we can find, we have this right triangle here, DEC, and we can find DE. So let's find DE. So DE now is not the hypotenuse of this triangle. It's not a hypotenuse, it's one of the legs. So I have to use this formula. So DE, so the measure of segment DE is going to be the square root of 8.81 squared minus 5 squared. So 8.81 squared minus 5 squared. And that will give us, let's work that out. So 8.81, so minus 4 over here, minus 4. There's my 8.81 squared, square it, equals minus 25, right? Minus 5 squared minus 25, and that gives me 48.55. So 48.55. And the square root of 48.55 is, so segment DE, take the square root of 48.55, 6.97. 6.97. So this number here is 6.97 equals 6.97. Now there's no way of finding AE because we don't have any right triangle there. It's not part of any right triangle. So we can't do it. Oh, maybe we can do this, but we don't know this side. Maybe we can do something here, but we don't know. So that would be the answer for these two. DE is 6.97 and DC is 8.81.